Boom. Hello, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is Wednesday night. As you already know, the heavy hitters is in your city. I'm your host, K Styles, aka the Sixth Man. To the left of me, we have the Senator, Mad Mike Sports.
Right.
And as you already know, the Summer Hill Nightmare, we got the Don in the building.
I'm trying to figure out which one's better, a lobster roll or a Seattle dog.
We doing this already. Like it's
I'm a huge foodie. I'm a big guy. I'm a foodie. So I just want to know which one's better.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That dog kid, we ain't even got through the introduction yet. You already talking about the food, man. Come on, man. They got me hungry. Man, then we got the minister. Utah Sports is in the building.
Yes, sir. Good evening, fellas. Thank y'all for joining us.
And as you see, we have two special guests representing their prospective teams for the upcoming Super Bowl matchup this Sunday. On the bottom, right below me, we have Brandon representing the Seattle Seahawks.
Thank you for having me on, guys. Great to be here. All
right.
Hope to have fun tonight.
Hey, we're going to have some fun. And right below the Don, we have Ray representing the New England Patriots.
You forgot to say the 6-time Super Bowl champion New England Patriots.
Wow.
wow.
Wow. Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
He already started. See.
Well. Wow.
I was not expecting that.
And Ray, hold on, Ray. And those 6 Super Bowls y'all won, and who was the quarterback, and which school did he go to?
You know what?
Oh, you a Michigan guy?
Go Blue. Yes.
That's not. Well, you bring up Michigan, boy. You talk about a foodie, boy. You know what? We gonna go down that road right there. All right, man. Hey, look. We appreciate everybody coming in, man. Ray, Brandon. Hey, man. Hey. I'm about to say, but how y'all feel? I'm about to say, Ray, I'm gonna let you kick this off, man. So, how you feeling about this game? How you feel about how your team has been all year, and what do you think their chances is for this Super Bowl matchup, man?
Well, let's start with saying that I am on cloud 9 because if you go our channel and podcast called Dear Pats Nation, our preseason episode, I said the Patriots would win 8 games this year and probably come second in the AFC East. So, as far as I'm concerned, like we've been playing with house money since week 9 of this season. But look, nobody picked this matchup at the beginning of the year, the Patriots or the Seahawks. I think that I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't feel great going into this game. We talked about this on our show Monday night. I think that there's some things the Patriots can do where they can get an edge. I am very familiar with Sam Darnold, obviously him playing in the division with the Jets, and I've seen what the Patriots can do, and when he gets disrupted and gets out of focus, what kind of quarterback he becomes. That being said, I think when you stack it up side by side, I mean, Seattle has the edge across the board, but the Patriots been going up against the top defenses in the league and getting it together, and I think that there's not enough respect being put on this Patriots defense. And how great they played this season, and they've been absolutely elite during the playoffs. And to me, this game's going to come down to 3 players. It's going to come down to Milton Williams. It's going to come down to Christian Gonzalez, and it's going to come down to Christian Barmore. And if the Patriots can get pressure up the middle and get to Darnold up the middle, I mean, as a quarterback the last thing you want is guys in your face coming straight up the middle. And the one thing, as good as the Seattle offensive line is, when we've been watching, the coaches tape on them, they can get beat on some stunts on the inside. And the Patriots got two boys that can do that. And then, of course, Gonzo just needs to take away the threat on up the field. That's the chance the Patriots have. If they can do that, and they can shake up Sam Darnold, they can make him see ghost again. That's probably the Patriots' best chance. But I mean, I have no idea how to assess this Patriots team. We all know the schedule conversation. We all know the playoff run. We all saw, but again, they're going up against another top 5 defense. So, I mean, I think it's going to be a test. If they win, I don't want to hear anything more about this schedule. That's what I'm going to say. And then I'm also going to just remind everybody that they were still playing NFL teams. When it comes to Drake May, he's solid. I kind of disrupted Pat's Nation the other night when I said the Patriots made it to the Super Bowl despite Drake May. I think that as good as his numbers are, he's so susceptible to turning over the football, and I think he looked like a second-year quarterback this year. And then obviously that left side of the Patriots offensive line is shaky. But I'm telling you, it's going to come down to those 3 guys.
Hey, man. Hey, look, I always say it like this. You got to play who you got to play. So, hey, you get to the game, you get to the big dance, you get to the big dance, man. Hey, man, Brandon, you see him already talking over here, man. What you got on that?
I mean, I do think that he has a very good point in that this game is about the Patriots' interior defenders versus our interior. I know the Seahawks offensive line is good. There are some things going on in that interior that I think leave some question marks. And I think that interior pressure is the right way for New England to win this game if they will, because like he said, I do think that you put these two teams up next to each other, and he even acknowledged this. Seattle seems like they've had a little bit of a better season. Seattle seems like they're a little bit stronger in other areas. Like, I think we can attack their offensive line. Will Campbell in particular hasn't really looked quite the same since he came back from the injury. Jared Wilson, I don't know why they're doing this. They're playing him out of position at left guard. That guy should be a center all day. I think he'll probably get to move to center next year, but it's not an offensive line that I think is the strength of the team. And I mean, Drake May, I think he's going to be a phenomenal player in this league, but he is a second-year player, and he does have a little bit of a tendency to kind of try to go make a big play a little more often than he should, try to get the ball deep downfield. And early in the season, that was working out great for him, but as the year's gone on, not as much. He hasn't been quite as effective throwing the deep ball, and certainly in the postseason, he's been a turnover machine. So I think there are some areas we can attack here, but I mean, I think he put it right when he said that it was about Christian Barmore and Milton Williams. If those guys can have big games, that is the one area where I see this game maybe getting out of Seattle's control. But other than that, I have to admit I'm feeling pretty darn good about things. But like he said, it's easy to feel good because I didn't think the Seahawks were going to be here this year. I thought they were a playoff team, but not much more. So I'm happy.
Yeah, this isn't Tom Brady's Patriots. If this would have been 3 years ago and they lost, or 7 years ago and they lost, like, I would have been devastated. This is, I feel like a Buffalo Bills fan right now, but like, this is really like, I'm just happy to be there type of thing. But yeah, again, it's the Seattle team is good. It's no joke. And I hate saying this, but week 15, I picked Seattle to win the Super Bowl. Really thinking the Patriots wouldn't get there. So I'm hoping I'm wrong, Brandon. I'm really hoping I'm wrong right now.
I understand.
And but yeah, they've been my pick the whole way through. So I kind of win no matter what. I either get to brag because the Patriots got 7, or I was right, 10 weeks ago that Seattle was going to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And again, I mean, I don't want to give up the I don't want to say that I'd be okay with losing this game just because I didn't expect to be here, but I think we are ahead of schedule, especially with the offseason we had, which I did not love the offseason we had. I didn't know what to think when we got Sam Darnold. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I wasn't a huge fan of some of the other things that we did, but everything's just really panned out on the best possible path. And being here, being the number 1 seed, being a 14-win team, one of the best moments for as a Seattle sports fan that I've ever had, regardless of what happens on Sunday to a certain extent.
Mm.
Can I address this comment?
Go ahead. Do you think?
So it's a whole different Patriots team, and Sam is on the Seahawks, not the Jets. Like, I understand what you're saying, but that's kind of an irrelevant comment. Sam Darnold is still Sam Darnold. And I always thought he was a better quarterback than the way he played with the Jets, because I don't think the Jets did anything for him. But we've seen what happens when Sam Darnold gets rattled. We saw it in Carolina. We saw it in New York. It's not like that doesn't really change for quarterbacks. Like, once you have that tendency, it stays. So that's my hopes for this game, is that they can beat that interior line of the Seahawks. Because if they disrupt Darnold, I'm telling you, he's a different quarterback.
Yeah, and I mean, every quarterback's a lot worse when they get pressured, right? That's just kind of a rule. There are a couple of quarterbacks that are only a little bit worse, and that's really, really valuable. But a lot of quarterbacks, like, it's a world of difference with pressure versus no pressure. So you always want to get pressure on the other quarterback. So, I mean, he's not a top 5 quarterback. He's certainly not an MVP quarterback. So I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that's something you need to attack.
Okay. You kind of like, and I kind of want to ask the question with both of y'all. One particular matchup, and I think both of y'all kind of mentioned it, that I'm really going to be looking at is this Jackson Njigba versus Christian Gonzalez matchup, because I know this is going to be something that's definitely going to be on the lookout, man. So how do y'all feel about that, man? Is it am I kind of assessing it a little bit differently, or do you think that is the premier matchup for this Super Bowl?
Well, yeah, you want to go first, Rob?
I think this is the heavyweight bout that's coming into this. I mean, you've got two elite. I mean, look, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on the Seahawks, because we paid very little attention to them at the beginning in the preseason, because I thought they're going to be as lousy as the Patriots. You know what I mean? So it was, we didn't start really paying attention till later in the year. But Gonzo is it's hard to argue that he's not a top 3 corner in the league right now and what he can do on lockdown. However, he's looked susceptible at times of getting beat, especially early in games. Like, I think my fear is with that matchup, if they can catch him early before he makes his adjustments and they can go up a couple of scores, I don't trust the Patriots offense to come back from being down 2 scores. I think once you get to the second quarter, I have all the faith even halfway through the first, I have all the faith in the world that Adrian Gonzalez can take any receiver out of the game. That's just what good corners do. And it's no knock to the receiver. But even when you lock them down, I just feel like people always get their shot, right? A good receiver will always find his moment. It's just what he does with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my question would just be, is Gonzalez going to be traveling with JSN? Because one of the things that this offense has done really well this year with Kubiak is they're constantly moving JSN around, and he's constantly getting matched up against linebackers and safeties and nickel corners. And like we had that play where JSN scored the touchdown against the Rams in the NFC title game, where JSN lines up in the backfield and it kind of breaks the brain of the Rams defense. So they end up trying to cover him with a slow linebacker, and it's the easiest play in the world. So I don't know if you're going to see that, how much you're going to see that matchup. You're going to see it some, but we're going to move him around to make sure that he gets matched up with other players.
And I think just to combat that a little bit, the Patriots, for the most part, shift Gonzalez around to just wherever the best player is. But they also do some nifty stuff with their safeties. Like, the Patriots safeties are very involved in the cover game plan. And sometimes they play that traditional high 1 or high 2, but they also do some it'll look like they're coming in on a safety blitz, but they're actually there to be the double coverage on receivers. If you look at it, they do some unique stuff. But I gotta say, what I've seen out of the Seattle's offense is you guys got a good OC that's very creative. And I think, honestly, like, the matchup between the two offensive coordinators, I know they won't be on the field together, but Josh McDaniels is a terrible head coach, but he's a brilliant offensive coordinator and what he can come up with in scheme. But offensively, honestly, I think the biggest matchup is going to be, can that let's face it, outstanding run defense of Seattle stop Ramondre Stevenson, because Ramondre Stevenson has been probably since like week 16, 17, the backbone, and all through the playoffs, the backbone of this Patriots offense. Reminds me very much of LeGarrette Blount in, I think it was 2016, when he really, as much as they had Tom Brady, he kind of carried the team right to the Super Bowl. If they can shut down Ramondre Stevenson, the Patriots offense is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and one thing I think we learned last week is that the way to beat the Seahawks run defense is inside the tackles with a power back, which is what Stevenson is. The Seahawks had the best run defense in the league during the regular season by EPA, and the one guy they had a little bit of trouble with was Kyron Williams, because that's a power runner, and the Seahawks don't use a traditional nose tackle, and they live in nickel. So if you run between the tackles with a power back, you might be able to do something. They really do swallow up that outside zone stuff, though. They really do swallow up like the Christian McCaffreys of the world. And I was going to say something about how Trevion Henderson, I don't know what happened to that guy, but it might not be a great idea to put him out there. He's kind of your speedy back, and I think Stevenson is the right guy to play in this game.
So like I said, man, we got, like I said, a lot of people that's showing love. Got a lot of Brandon's people in here, man. Definitely appreciate y'all coming in here as well.
I got one more question before, because I know Ray got to leave soon.
Yeah.
So y'all both got y'all got well, the Seahawks has Mike McDonald, and then the Patriots got Mike Vrabel. Two outstanding coaches. All right. 2 years ago, who would have thought the Atlanta Falcons interviewed both those guys and said, nope, we don't want them. Bill Belichick too, and Jim Harbaugh, who just left Michigan from winning the national championship. All those guys that we just said, oh, we're gonna choose Raheem Morris to be our head coach. So how did the fortune turn for both of these franchises? And that's why I want to bring up before you leave, Ray, about Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, I said Mike Vrabel was going to be the next coach of the Patriots before Belichick was even considered or sniffing being fired. I could kind of just see the writing on the wall. I was a little surprised with Vrabel available that they went with Gerard Mayo. Like I was really surprised by that play, but I know Robert Kraft really liked Mayo. Vrabel was a good coach in Tennessee. I don't think he had a quarterback. Like we had Ryan Tannehill. He put a lot of probably ruined Derrick Henry, honestly, the amount that he ran him and kind of ran him to the ground. But you saw what he could do with the defense. You could see what he could do with a decent to mediocre roster and how he could elevate them. What Vrabel did was, don't forget, Vrabel was one of the initiators of the Patriots way, that Patriots way that they talk about. So Vrabel came in and didn't try to mimic and copy and be Bill Belichick. He came in and was Mike Vrabel, but brought what he knew from a player's perspective of what it takes to be a Patriot. I'm going to be honest with you. One of the things I love about the Patriots going to the Super Bowl, win or lose, and that could just be me. That could just be me coping because I'm afraid they're going to lose. But win or lose, I think that what we've officially done now is we've moved on from the Brady Belichick era. Like we finally, as Patriot fans, been able to move on from that era and embrace the Vrabel May era, because there's a familiarity there with Mike Vrabel. And then when Mayo was fired in the offseason, Vrabel being fired was like the least shocking, or being hired was the least shocking thing that could have happened in New England. And people who were on our channel that night, I was like, were surprised by this move. Like, I was like, have you not been listening to me for 4 years? As I've been saying, like, even when he was a Titans coach, I honestly thought Robert Kraft would just trade for him and put up like a first round pick to get Mike Vrabel. Like, I always kind of saw that natural fit. And before Brandon goes about his coach, I just want to point out that I'm very disappointed in the Dear Pats Nation crowd tonight, because I'm just reading all these Seahawks comments in here, and I'm gonna chastise them at our next show because I told everybody I was going to be here tonight. So
But
Oh,
it's crazy because Vrabel also coached at Ohio State, and McDonald coached at Michigan. So some people are calling this the kind of the game of the Super Bowl type, you know. But hey, I take it for any way it is.
So, you know, the one thing with the Michigan thing and the Patriots, the one thing we have in common is we know how to steal signs from the other side, right? Which is good. We have that in common. And, but no, dude, I'm an Ohio State guy. I'm going to be real with you. I'm a Buckeye. So, I've been kind of holding that in. So I didn't even.
I kind of figured that. I figured that by looking at your stuff on Twitter. I got it.
Yeah. And, you know, it's why I love Trey. The Patriots never bring in Ohio State guys. Like we finally brought Zeke in, was our first Ohio State guy in forever. That's why I love Trey. He's had a terrible offseason or a terrible postseason, but yeah, I didn't even realize that connection. That's even better.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
hey man.
All right. Well, I know you got to get out of here, man. But appreciate you coming in, man.
Thanks
No,
for
I
coming in,
appreciate
Ray.
you guys having me on. Thank you.
All right, man.
All right, Brandon, you can go ahead and talk about Mike McDonald.
Well, it's a couple different things. I think that McDonald instilled stability in an organization that had gotten a little chaotic. I know things weren't bad, but in the last couple of years of Pete Carroll, it felt like things got a little chaotic and they never bottomed out. But I did feel like Pete just kind of let the players do what they wanted to do a little bit. It was getting a little bit lax, and McDonald kind of restored things to normalcy. It's a schematic answer to what your division rivals are doing because, I mean, everything's a reaction to something else, right? The Seahawks hire Pete Carroll. They have great success with Pete Carroll for many years. Then you get the Rams. They hire McVay. The Niners hire Shanahan specifically, I think, or at least in big part because they wanted an offense that could counter what Carroll's defense was doing with their relatively simple cover 3, 4-3 scheme that didn't blitz a lot. And McVay and Shanahan cooked up the perfect counters to that defense. McVay running the flood routes over and over and over again, which the Carroll defense had no idea how to stop. And eventually you just go, okay, we got to come up with our own schematic answer to what Shanahan and McVay are doing. And that's what McDonald has brought. It's a schematic improvement of this team that it's night and day from what we did under Carroll. The complexities of this defense, all the simulated pressure they do, it's something completely different. And it's something that needed to happen for a little while now because we had fallen so far behind our division rivals. And look, it couldn't have been easy for this team to fire the most successful head coach in franchise history, but they did it and they're being rewarded for it right now. I think there are a lot of teams out there that would have just said, look, Carroll gets to coach until he doesn't want to coach anymore, no matter what. He's never going to get fired. He won a Super Bowl. That's the end of it. But this team decided they were going to go a different way, and look where they are now. There's no way we're here right now without McDonald. I don't think so. I think McDonald's a huge part of what we built here, so it's been awesome.
And I agree with you on that because McDonald was like a guy that I wanted here in Atlanta. And the man, every way he's with, like, he transformed their defense, like, overnight. So I'm like, when I heard that he went up there to Seattle, I'm like, y'all about to have a better version of the Legion of Boom.
Yeah, we might. I mean, it depends on who you ask. If they finish the job on Sunday, we're going to have an interesting conversation, and it's kind of sacrilegious to say that a defense is better than the Legion of Boom defense around here, but I think we're probably at that point if they finish the job on Sunday.
Look, a guy that pretty much almost made Aiden Hutchinson Heisman. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
he revived Michigan's defense, and then went to Baltimore, made their defense great, and then he got the job there in Seattle. And look, he's been out there 2 years, and y'all in the Super Bowl. We hired Raheem Morris the same time that y'all hired Mike McDonald, and we haven't even seen the playoffs.
Raheem Morris must be very good at giving interviews. That's all I can say, because the resume, I mean, it's okay, but it was always a little weird to me. Like, what did Belichick do in that interview to not get that job? Because I remember 2 years ago, it looked like Belichick to Atlanta was a done deal, and somehow he left town without a contract.
You talk on this,
Oh Lord. But I do, but it is one player on the Seahawks that I'm kind of very interested to see in this game, and is actually kind of like one of my favorite guys that came out the draft, and it's Nick Emawari.
Oh yeah.
So what do you so how do you for those that may not be familiar with Nick Emawari and how the Seahawks defense, man, how would you explain how he looked as a rookie this year for the Seahawks?
He unlocks everything that we want to do defensively, because one thing McDonald wants to do is live in nickel. He does not want to get into base. He does not want to put 7 guys in the front, in the full front 7 out there. He wants to have 2 down linemen, 2 edge rushers, 2 linebackers. And he gets away with that and still has an elite run defense. Mostly, it's a lot of different things. It's Leonard Williams, it's Ernest Jones, but I think the most important thing there is you have Nick Emawari in the slot. And Nick Emawari is as big as a linebacker, but he moves like a corner. So that allows the Seahawks to do that and not get completely killed in the run, because, yeah, he's a slot corner, but when the other team runs the ball, he comes up and defends the run like he's a linebacker. And when you combine that with Devin Witherspoon, who is, I think, the best tackling corner in football, the best run supporting corner in football, you have a team that can live in nickel and still stop the run. And that's everything to this team. Without that, they're not nearly as good.
Jew, man, what Jew, what you want to add to this, man? So how you want to add to that?
Yeah, man, you stole it right, the idea right off the top, Kay. I was thinking the same thing. You guys know how much I love Nick Emawari coming out of college. Like, he was one of the guys that I wanted the Falcons to go after, because to me he's a tone setter. To me, he's like y'all new Cam Chancellor. I actually went to the high school with Cam Chancellor, Norfolk, Virginia. Shout out to Virginia 757. But Nicky Manwari, like you said, man, he's one of those guys that's a game changer. And one thing that I love about him is just his leadership. In that last game, when Woolen had the penalty and they got into it on the sideline, I'm like, that's leadership right there. Even though he's a rookie, he's like, dude, what is you doing? You know, he was holding his guys on the sideline accountable, even as a young guy. And just thinking about those Legion of Boom days when you guys had Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman, I really feel like you need that one guy that holds everything together, and that's like the glue. So to me, Nicky Manwari is kind of like that Cam Chancellor for this defense. He's a guy that, even though he's a young guy, he's a leader. So I really think that Seattle, like y'all talked about so far, that defense y'all have in Seattle is tough. It's really, really good. I mean, in this matchup, what I'm looking at for the Patriots, and I'll keep it short, is I really think that it's going to come down if they can run the ball against you guys. If they can't run the ball, they're not going to be able to air it out, because Seattle has one of the best secondaries and one of the better defenses as far as being that attack style. So I think the only way that they counter that is they're going to have to run the ball with that 2-headed monster in Stevenson and Henderson. If those guys can't run the ball successfully, I don't think that they have enough weapons on the outside. Outside of Stephon Diggs, I don't think they have enough with the Patriots wide receiving core to be able to, beat you guys, because y'all have so much in that back end. I think it's going to be too much for them to handle. So they're going to have to stay in the third and manageables. They can't get in third and long situations, and they can't turn the ball over. If they do that, they're going to be in deep trouble. So I really feel like it's going to come down to the trenches. You guys know I always preach the trenches. The Patriots are going to have to run the ball. Whoever can run the ball and don't turn the ball over is going to win this game.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to run the ball some, because, like I said, the main way you beat the Seattle run D is with some power up the middle. And Stevenson can do that. The thing is, though, that Rams team, which has had success doing this season, they built their team to do exactly that. They've got the biggest interior offensive line in football. Patriots don't have that. They've got two centers in the middle there because you got Bradbury and you got Jared Wilson, and then you got Owenwu, who is a big dude, but they don't have the power in the middle to run the ball the way the Rams do off A gap and B gap. So when I look at that, I go, I don't think they're going to be able to do what the Rams did, which was run the ball fairly successfully.
So what you're trying to say, Brandon, is you said they got to find a way to run the ball, right?
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to do it, but it's tough.
You just so pretty much you saying that Raheem Morris is not a running back.
You know what? Be quiet, dog.
Come on, dog. You ain't do that. Hey, Mike, man, what you got to add to this, man? What you got to add to this matchup?
I just hope this is not the most boring Super Bowl in the universe because nobody expected these teams to be here. Nobody wanted to see Drake May and versus Sam Darnold. Let's just be real. Even if you're a fan, you never saw this happening. But since we are here, there's just nothing inside me could say that I want the Patriots to win anything. Like they're just America's team that we're gonna hate forever, especially as Falcons fans. But with that aside, I don't see how they're gonna be able to. It's just something about Seattle this year. It just seems like they are that team. Like I could get into all the, the running the ball, quarterbacks come down to turnovers. Sam Darnold is one of those streaky quarterbacks. He can have a game where he's throwing 300, 400, and I still don't know how to say his name. Jackson Jigba. How the heck you ever say your names?
Yeah, just say JSN, man. Just say JSN.
Yeah, he's once those guys are on, it's kind of hard to stop those guys, as we saw the Falcons. But yeah, I just think this. I think Seattle's just destined to win, and hopefully they give the ball to the running back on the 1 yard line and don't. Never mind. I've been watching a lot of I've been watching a lot of his previews, not previews, but he's making a lot of dang old commercials. I don't know what's going on with him. I guess, yeah, but he's making a lot of commercials. But yeah, man, I just think they're destined. It just Seattle just has it this year. I think
if we get the ball at the 1 yard line, we're doing the tush push thing. We're doing the AJ Barnyard thing. You don't got to worry about nothing.
As long as you don't throw the ball, I'm good.
Speaking of AJ Barner, man, like shots out there, and this is why I really think this is why Seattle is in the situation they're in right now. They're probably winning their second Super Bowl. Yes, I spoke about Mike Madonna earlier, but man, AJ Barner, Mike Morris, Alu Owanami, and Mike, and I'll say Zach Charbonnet a little bit too, but those guys right there, man, those guys really contribute to the Seahawks' success this season.
Yeah, we gotten some good things from Michigan players, man. Especially AJ Barner. He is not far away already from being like the best tight end in team history. And I know that sounds weird.
Exactly.
But we have not had a lot of good tight ends in Seattle. So AJ Barner, he's coming up pretty quickly here.
I knew he was gonna be good, but of course, Colson Love is gonna be better than him. But still, AJ Barner, man, like he's a great tight end. And look, I know Iowa, they known for tight end you. But Michigan, we're not that far off from, developing tight ends either. So,
we got a question from Jared Crompton. He says, how confident do you think that Seattle resigns Tariq Woolen, or do you think that they'll let him walk?
I think they're probably going to let him walk. I think they're actually going to let him walk because we're going to have to pay Devin Witherspoon a ton of money in probably this offseason. And I don't think you can be paying two corners that massive amount of money and expect to keep the rest of the team together. And there was also this thing where they showed the clip of how McDonald reacted when Woolen picked up the penalty against the Rams. And he was just kind of like, of course it's that guy. And he sounds like the knock on Woolen is that he doesn't seem to love football the way some of these other guys do. Like Nicky Manwari loves football. There's no doubt about it. I don't know if Woolen loves football. He's just really good at it. And those guys, sometimes you don't know what direction it's going to go after they get their money.
Julio. Never mind. I should have said.
Well, when you made the mention of paying two corners a lot of money, yeah, we do have experience in that department as well. We've seen how that plays out. Yeah, it's never a good idea to do that. Mike, you got anything else you want to add to it?
Yeah. There's been a lot of talk about whether or not Clint Kubiak or Mike McDonald, like it's the offense, the defense. I think they work well together, but I don't know if you answered this, but what about Mike McDonald that just makes him that guy?
He's a freak about football, man. He did an interview a couple weeks ago, and he said he's got a son, newborn son. The son is like a year and a half old, and he says, I see him for about half hour a week during the season because I got to keep working because this is his job and this is what he's devoted his life to. He's that kind of guy. He's somebody that has completely devoted himself to scheming things up, and he's an absolute scheme demon, and that's something that we've never really had before. We didn't have that with Carroll. Carroll was a good coach, but he was not a scheme guy. His scheme was, I'm going to keep things as simple as possible. We're going to do the same thing almost every play. We're going to drop into cover 3 every snap, and I'm going to let my players go make plays because they don't have anything to think about other than going to make the play. McDonald, he gives his players a lot to think about, but he doesn't do it in a way that sacrifices the integrity of the defense like Greg Williams, somebody like that. A Greg Williams, somebody that'll just go all out blitz and leave his defense on islands all game long. So I think that's really just what makes McDonald so special. He's the perfect coach for this current era of football where he is living in the cover 2 shell. He doesn't blitz, but he finds creative ways to get pressure anyway.
And just as a reminder, yeah, like I said, y'all could definitely leave y'all questions in the chat. Like I said, we're gonna get to them. But Matthew here says, who do you think would be our offensive? I guess the Seahawks. Who you think gonna be the offensive coordinator after Clint Kubiak is gone?
Clint Capella.
I'm sitting here looking at some new at some Atlanta Hawks stuff too now. I'm multitasking.
Well, okay. I mean, maybe he'll be available for it. I don't know.
Nah, but do you with Clint Kubiak possibly gone, man? Who do you think they would be eyeing as the next OC?
Yeah, Clint is definitely gone. I mean, they haven't said it outright. They can't, but we all know it. So he's going to the Raiders. Good for him. Hope it works out well. But I like Arthur Smith, man. And I know he's with Ohio State right now. You'd probably have to buy him out. But I like Arthur Smith. I like the way he calls games. I like the way he looks at offense. And I like the way that he produced results in Tennessee without having a great quarterback. Arthur Smith is my guy. There are going to be some other guys. There are going to be offensive coordinators on some of these teams that don't give them play calling, like Wes Phillips on Minnesota, Adam Stenovich on Green Bay, Grant Udinsky on Jacksonville. Those guys are interesting because they've hopefully learned a lot from the guys they're under, but you got to take it on faith a little bit. And you've got some in-house guys like Jake Peets, who has been taught by the best. He was under Nick Saban at Alabama. He was under Sean McVay in LA, and you got to hope he picked up a lot of good stuff from those guys. But my favorite's Arthur Smith. So that's my guy.
You know who else I think that could
I think he should go after Zach Robinson. I think he'll be a wonderful.
No.
I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Don't do that, Mike. What's wrong with you? Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, I think he just had.
Oh, he just went out. That's definitely a very interesting choice right there. Like you said, he just whether it be a 1-year stint at Ohio State, we'll see. Well, all right, there you go, Don. I think this is about your time right here to take it over, man. Don, how you want to go from here? Is he still going? Okay. All right.
I think
he gone. I think it's messing up. So usually right around this time of the show right here, we start asking questions as far as some of the moments in the Seattle Seahawks history that made you become a fan, and who are some of your favorite players growing up as a fan?
Well, I mean, I started going to Seahawks games when I was 6 years old in 1996 because my uncle had season tickets, and that year he couldn't go very much. So me and my dad went to 4 games that year. That was the year I started really watching sports. So that's kind of when it started. And I'm not going to pretend like I totally understood what was going on, but that's when it started. And there weren't a lot of great moments at first. That was not a very good Seahawks team in the 90s. The 90s were a bad time. Yeah. But a lot of the games weren't even on TV because back then, if the game didn't sell out, if it was a home game and it didn't sell out, then the game would be on the radio and that was it. And I remember a lot of those games I listened to on the radio. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, we've been down that road too.
Yeah. So when I was young, I think the first Seahawks player that I really loved was actually not known for being a Seahawk, but the first player I remember really liking was Ricky Watters because he came here at the end of his career. Yeah. And Sean Alexander's rookie year, Ricky Watters was the lead running back, and he helped Sean Alexander a lot that year. And there was just something about him, and I really liked him. And then from there, things started turning around. That was the early days of Mike Holmgren as the head coach. And I started really getting into the team around that time and saw the team go to a Super Bowl, saw the team fall back down, get back up, go to back-to-back Super Bowls. And now they're back here again. Like my favorite player ever used to be Earl Thomas, but now you can't say Earl Thomas is your favorite player. And people look at you weird when you say Earl Thomas is your favorite player. So I can't say that anymore. He's doing weird things with his brother. That's not okay. You can't be.
Whoa!
No,
we not gonna do that. We not.
We're not.
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot about that. Jeez. Oh. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was a tough time. It was a tough time for Earl Thomas fans.
But then anybody that you had that you kind of replaced it with, it was
probably Bobby Wagner because he was the consummate professional during the post Super Bowl years when a lot of our players kind of left and a lot of our players kind of reacted poorly to things and started acting in a way that kind of made you resent them a little bit. Bobby always kept it cool and he was here for the longest time, so it ended up being him. But that would probably be my favorite guy now. There are plenty of other guys that I have a lot of love for as well, but those are the guys that stand out to me.
Okay.
I have a question. Was Richard Sherman is big a jerk than I think? Because I can't stand that dude. Like, was he really that much of a jerk?
I mean, he's loud. He's definitely loud, and I mean, I understand that fans of other teams don't like that guy. They shouldn't like that guy. I mean, that's part of it, right? It's like, it's kind of like Kevin Garnett, right? Like, if Kevin Garnett's on your team, you love him, but if you're root for the other team, you can't stand him, and that's kind of just the way it goes because he doesn't shut up, and he's really good. So I totally get it. And, I've been on the other side of that too. Remember, he went to the 49ers at the end of his career.
Oh, yeah.
So I was on the other side of that too. I totally get it.
Brad, what's going on, man? I think I'll go next. Like I said, I know for me, kind of like looking outside in, couple of the players that I've always kind of, that I kind of, were akin to. Like, I'm gonna leave beast mode out of this because beast. I'm gonna leave beast mode out of this. But I will go with but my number one guy is Walter Jones, the left tackle.
Okay.
Oh yeah, met him a couple times.
Yeah, like I said, because I think just around that time, I think Walter Jones, as far as tackles, never really got the respect. I think his name didn't get out there as much as it should have, like with the Orlando Paces and the Jonathan Ogdens and the Willie Roast and stuff like that. But as far as a left tackle, he was just one of the best left tackles this league has seen in the last 30-something damn years. And another one, and I throw another one there here. This one's going to be very, very, very fun, actually. And Michael Bennett.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Jerry Rice. Oh, man.
Well, I'm gonna say Jerry Rice is my favorite Seahawk, and he only played in like a couple games. I can't count that.
He was good though. He was good.
He was good.
He could still play. He still had a little bit left. It was fun.
Exactly. Well, Michael Bennett's attitude kind of helped that Legion of Boom as well. I think he was one of the underrated cogs on that defense that people didn't really give respect to.
Yeah, and his ability to play on the inside on passing downs unlocked that NASCAR package.
He's one of my favorite guys. I love the way he was so aggressive and just for a guy that 270, 280, 285 somewhere in there. If that, playing inside all across the board, he's definitely one of my favorite.
Yeah, he was very special. And him and Cliff Averill, the thing is, they took a lot less money than they probably could have gotten to stay here and come here in the first place. That was like one of the things that made this all possible. Him and Cliff Averill both just decided, you know what, I'm not going to worry about the money that much.
Well, that's what happens when there's a vision involved, and people want to be a part of that, and they believe in believe in what the team had at that time. They'll be willing to take less money like that. But like you said, that's what happens when you build a system that people could thrive in.
Yep. Definitely.
My favorite Seahawks. I guess y'all. Who want to guess?
No, Steve Hutchinson. Steve Hutchinson.
Yes, it is Steve Hutchinson.
And why is that, dog?
Look, man, talk about a dog at guard, man. Like, come on, man. That man was, again, I like that Seattle offensive line changed when he left to go to Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. Very, very different. Never were able to replace him. And probably never will. Probably always going to be the best left tackle in left guard in franchise history. That's a very good one too.
Him and Walter Jones on that left side, bruh. Matt Hasselback, bruh. He knew his side was safe.
Yeah, it was a very, very special offensive line. And you had to dump the resources in to do it, right? Walter Jones, first round pick, Steve Hutchinson, first round pick. It's like what the Lions did with their offensive line. They just kept pumping picks into it until it became elite. Philadelphia, same thing. So sometimes you got to just do it.
Speaking of Philadelphia, man, Jeff Stoutland, man.
I heard about that.
That's hurt. That's a huge blow to the Eagles, man. A huge blow. Derrick Young, he gotta understand, man. You ain't many good offensive line coaches that's developing offensive linemen in the league, man. You got somebody like that with all that experience, you got to keep that person around. He's more important than you.
Yeah, he's been there since Chip Kelly was there too, so he's been there a long time.
Yep, 2013, I believe.
Big one.
CG2K said it can't be because he went to Michigan, right?
Of course not. Of course not.
Of course. All right, Jew, man. What you got on that, man?
Y'all said leave beast mode out of it, but I'm not leaving him out of it. I'm bringing him back in it. Y'all already know where I'm going with it. Beast mode, man, is my favorite offensive player, hands down. Yeah, beast mode. I mean, I liked beast mode before when he was in Buffalo. He really wasn't getting that much shine, and then he goes over to Seattle, and I was rooting for him like he was a Falcon. Any player that does what he did to the Saints on the Beast Quake is a friend of mine. So the way he was slapping them around and that run that he made against the Saints is always going to be memorable. The way that he just ran through the whole team, stiff arming everybody, couldn't tackle him. He was just throwing them around like rag dolls. So he got to be beast mode. Like he was the whole. When you talk about aura of that, like toughness and like the Seattle. When you think of Seattle and you think offense, you always think of beast mode first, especially with those Legion of Boom teams. And then on the defense, I go back to Cam Chancellor. Just to me, he put the fear of God in everybody. He was our Keanu Neal, where it's just like catch the ball over the middle of the field if you want to. He was one of those guys. I remember him knocking a sweat off of Vernon Davis' helmet in that game against the 49ers. And he had a lot of plays like that where he just put, the fear of God in everybody. He played the game like the Sean Taylors. When you think of the old way the guys used to play the safety position, that's what Cam brought to the table. So I really feel like he played the game the way that you're supposed to play the game, especially at that strong safety position. So the defense has got to be Cam Chancellor.
That's a good one too, man. That's the guy that everyone around here still loves. A lot of other guys on that Super Bowl team ended up alienating people, but Cam never did that. He just kept playing for the team until he retired. So it's a great one.
But you know what's crazy about that Legion of Boom defense? And when in hindsight, looking back at it, you would think as fearful as that front seven was, you just never realized how big that secondary was. I mean, well, you got your corner 6'4", 245 pounds. That is abnormal.
And running past the receivers.
Brandon Browner was an abnormal corner.
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah, and he didn't play corner in college. He was a receiver in college. So.
And that's what we was hoping down here when Dan Quinn became our head coach. We was hoping that we was gonna get bigger, and we didn't. We got lighter and smaller.
Let's not talk about that.
I'm just saying, man. I'm a defensive guy. I love defense, and like that right there. Yeah, I had my hopes up on that.
Yeah, 260-pound defensive tackles and not like that. No, man.
You have hit Beasley playing as a DN. Come on. Dude was only, 225 pounds.
Yeah. I mean, there were a couple good years with Dan Quinn. It didn't last very long, but he had a couple good moments, I guess.
The fact that you said "I guess" says everything that we need to know.
Exactly.
Yeah, better than Bobby Petrino, right?
Oh man.
Yeah. See, now I gotta go drink bleach. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Man.
Him and Urban Meyer got to be the two worst NFL head coaches ever, right? That's the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Urban Meyer. I totally fished that out of my mind.
I ain't forget about it. I already know he's a horrible ass coach.
What about you, Mike?
I said mine already.
Okay, you got that? Okay. Yeah, all right, Don. Let you take it here from here, man. Where you want to go with this one?
Hey, man, look, I guess everybody in the panel going for Seattle. I know Ray was on earlier, and shouts out to Ray. Appreciate him coming on. But yeah, I'm going for Seattle. Not because the Patriots beat us in the Super Bowl several years ago, but not because Seattle got more Michigan players on their team. is really because I think McDonald got that defense.
Just cut his mic.
Man, no, don't cut my mic. But I really think Seattle's defense is gonna end up winning the game for you guys. I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring game. This is gonna really be a low scoring game. I really don't think either team is gonna get more than probably 24 points. So
yeah, I could see that, man. I can see that. Maybe there will be a defensive score that could that would be one of the things that could push the score up a little bit higher than people expect. But yeah, I think it's probably going to be a pretty average scoring game. But I do feel good. I feel good about it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope nobody shows up in a dress.
I just hope Clint, Kubiak actually focus on game planning Sunday and not worried about the Raiders' job. You see a lot of times these coordinators,
Don't pull a Shanahan is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. But even last year, Keelan Moore, they knew he was going to be the coach of the Saints. Sirianni, he called that Super Bowl last year. He was like, no, better let me go and get that playbook from you, bro.
Yeah, and Kellen Moore did a good job last year, so it's not like it can't be done. You can walk and chew gum at the same time, but that is something that is on our minds as we go through this week. Believe me, we're definitely aware of the possibility.
Yeah, I just think it's just one of those cases where I don't need to see these offensive coaches try to force the quarterback to be the hero, because it always seems like every Super Bowl that I've watched, the team that always loses is the team in which its offensive coordinator tries to force the quarterback to be the hero.
Yeah, and that's not how this team is built. This team is built to run the ball and play defense. If Darnold tries to be the hero, usually bad things happen. I mean, last week when we played the Rams, Darnold was the hero, but generally speaking, that is not the formula for this team to have success.
Yeah, because I think the last game y'all had, they was more so geared up trying to stop the run that it was open for him to get those plays in. But I'm just saying, just in this moment right here, don't try to force him to be the hero. And that's the same thing I would say with Drake May. Bad things always happen in the Super Bowl, and I see it every time.
And May is a guy who will force it deep downfield if he's feeling a little bit flustered. He tries to go hit the big play because he's got the big arm that can do it. But recently hasn't been working out so well for him. Early in the year, it was great.
Hey, Don BP said you ain't got no food questions. And Brian said, does anybody on here set me as a 12? I said he's a new Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
Hey, but what's in Tacoma to eat anyway? I know people want to talk about food, but what y'all known for? I know Seattle known for the Seattle dog, Starbucks coffee. I forgot what else they known for.
Why are you asking a question? You know, name about 8 food like this.
Cinnabon was also founded in Seattle too. So, but what's some good places to eat in Tacoma? Or what are y'all known for?
I mean, honestly, a lot of our restaurants have closed down over the last several years. It's not what it used to be. There's like a breakfast cafe pretty near where I live that I like. They do all kinds of breakfast stuff. That's a great place to go eat. But other than that, man, it's not what it used to be. Like last year, I actually went down to Arizona for a week for the Mariners spring training. And I was eating down there in Arizona, and I was like, wow, this is so much better than the food I have at home. This is like they got, Texas Roadhouse up there. They've got some other similar places like that. And it's like, man, I wish I could take some of this food home with me, but we don't have anything like that around here now. All our places close up.
Wow. Yeah, Tacoma is a good sized city.
It is like, even like a place like Black Angus, which is not an amazing place or anything, but I like that place. Like our Black Angus closed down a couple years ago. So it's just one of those things where, unfortunately, I don't really have a lot I can recommend. We don't really have a lot of great places to eat right now because they need to come back, man. They never really came back from COVID, it feels like.
Gee, all that weed up there and y'all don't got food places? That's kind of weird.
I guess. Hey, look, man. We got any more questions in the chat? I guess we'll go ahead and start wrapping this up. Hey, rather appreciate you coming on with us, man. Any final words that you want to give to the people, and let you go ahead and plug yourself on our side or where they can find you at.
I'm sorry. What was that?
No. I was saying we about to go ahead and wind it down. I was like, you got your final takes on the game. You got any score predictions?
I think I've said everything that needs to be said, man. I feel good about it. As long as we don't let their interior defensive line beat up on our interior offensive line, then I think we'll be all right. I think that's the main area where this game could maybe go in a bad direction. But other than that, I think we're good.
Okay.
Where they can find, let everybody know where they can find you at, man.
Mm-hmm. Seahawks Brendan Nelson. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Hey, Jew, you got what's your last take on this game, man? You got
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short. Yeah, man. I think, like I said, it's gonna come down to, can the Patriots hit enough explosive plays to win the game? Can they run the ball? And on the Seattle side, protect the ball, don't turn it over, play good defense, and do what you've done to get yourself here. I mean, Seattle's the better team in this instance. So I think that they go in as the favorite. It's going to come down to what can New England do to counter, they don't have the players, the explosive players. We know what they got over there with JSN. We know what they got over there with the return game with Shaheed coming over from the Saints. So I feel like they had an upper hand when all the way across the board. It's going to come down to if the Patriots can force turnovers and they can do the other things that keep them in that game. But I'm hoping just for a good game. Like, I don't care either way because the Falcons are at home. So at the end of either way, I mean, my father-in-law, he's actually a Seahawks fan. So for his sake, I guess I'll root for the Seahawks, but I don't really care. I just want to see a good game. As long as it's not a blowout. Because last year's Super Bowl wasn't a Super Bowl. The Eagles blew the Chiefs out. It was over in the first half, to be honest with you. The halftime show was the best part of the game.
yeah, the ACLs of that game got blew out real quick. Mike, what you got, man?
I don't care.
Like I said, man, my thing is whoever makes the least amount of mistakes, whoever is willing to stick to their game plan, should come out with the dub. I kind of expect the Seahawks to win this game, probably by 3. Don't know the exact score, but I think Seahawks win by 3. As long as everything goes to plan. So,
Patriots will lose. That's all.
Hey, man. Hey, like I said, brother, appreciate you coming on, man. Like I said, everybody, like I said, continue to support everybody. The Heavy Hitters live. Till next time, people. We ain't here to play.
Nope.
We here to stay.
Oh yeah, dig it.
You ain't got to go home.
But you got to get the hell up out of here.
See, now I'm hungry. Now I'm hungry. Now got me thinking about food now. So I'll fix me something up here. All right, y'all. We out. Do.